What is your all-time favourite video game? I'd have to say, I mean that's a very hard first question I think really, but I'm gonna have to go with Grand Theft Auto San Andreas I think, just because, I mean I was already a big Grand Theft Auto fan, and when Grand Theft Auto 3 came out it was such a kind of revolutionary game at the time and everything, and I got so into that. So then going into the next game, San Andreas just took it to a whole new level, and I mean I spent so much time on that game, like seriously so much time, but I absolutely loved it to pieces. It was, I mean looking back on it now, you kind of look at the graphics and everything, and you know it's typical gaming from that time, but at the time it was just the most amazing graphics. You know, we'd never seen anything like it before. The story to it was amazing, the characters, the voices, just everything about it was just top notch, so I'll probably go with that, although like I say it's a very tough decision. Current favourite video game? Along the same lines I'm going to have to go with Grand Theft Auto 5, again just because I was tempted to go with that as my favourite all-time game, because I mean you look at it now and it's just, it's kind of the epitome of gaming, you know, it is just the game at the moment. I mean it's about to come out on PC and it looks like it's going up to a whole new level again. I mean for the consoles it's been amazing. Again the graphics are just second to none, the gameplay itself, again the story, the script writing, just all little details that are there. And with it now coming out on PC I think it's going to step up yet again, and it's going to be like what, three years in a row now that it's probably going to be one of the top games out there. But yeah, at the moment definitely Grand Theft Auto 5 is a game that you can just keep going back to, and I think that's always a good sign of a good game as well. You know, games that even if you have finished, you know, you can just keep going back to it, there's always stuff to be doing. So yeah, Grand Theft Auto 5. What is your favourite genre? I kind of don't usually stick to genres, it's just like, you know, if I like a game then I like it no matter what it is. I would probably say you kind of your open world games, action adventure type of thing is the kind of thing I go for. How long have you been playing video games? Probably from the age of 4 or 5. My brother kind of got me into them, and at the time I think he had the Sega Saturn, I think, a very memorable piece of console there. So yeah, I first started playing with that, and then I got my first console just after that. We also had a PC in the house, so there was a bit of PC gaming going on. So yeah, probably 4 or 5 years old, so I've been playing it quite a long time now. What is the first game you ever played? Obviously going back to the age of 4 or 5, it's really hard to pinpoint the first ever game I played. I think it may have been something like maybe Virtua Cop, or see, in my head I've got so many like first memories of it. Now it was either Virtua Cop, because I used to play that a lot with my brother on Sega. There was also a football game which I cannot remember for the life of me what it was, but I remember I always wanted to be Brazil on that. There was also a game called Panzer Dragoon, or Dragoon, yeah. I always remember playing that. He actually had that as I think it was a demo, I don't even think it was the full game that he had at the time. But I remember playing that a lot. Or Cannon Fodder. Cannon Fodder is something that always sticks in my head, that I always used to like. I never played it because I didn't really understand it at all, but I always used to watch my brother playing it. So it's between one of those games, I'm not quite sure which, but I just remember really enjoying it, and you know, got me into the love of gaming very quickly. What game have you clocked the most hours into? Well, as I mentioned before, San Andreas, you know, that is a game that I played non-stop. I mean, I'd have been, what, 14 when that came out? Possibly 14, 15 I think. So that was a game that I played a hell of a lot of. Also SmackDown 2 on the PlayStation. That was that PS1 or PS2? I can't quite remember, but I remember loving that game as well, and that was a game that I just played non-stop. I used to be a big wrestling fan, but I remember creating a character and just taking it through so many seasons. I think I did like, I can't remember if there was a limit to it, but I swear it was like 20, 30 seasons or something on that, just with my character, and trying to get him into like as many different events as I could. So I remember loving to do that. And also Toy Commander on the Dreamcast. Now that was a game that I absolutely adored as a kid. You know, the idea of you know, toys coming to life and everything. I mean, that was just amazing. But it was a very hard game as well, so playing that as a kid, I spent many hours trying to complete that game, and the day I did, it was a glorious day. What is your longest gaming session? I've never really been one to do like massive kind of gaming sessions at a time. There was one occasion, I think. What was it now? It must have been one of the GTA games. I can't remember whether it was San Andreas or maybe even Vice. Anyway, I can't remember. Could have been GTA 4 actually. I don't know. But it was maybe 10 hours max. But even then, I mean, there were breaks for snacks in between and everything. But it was one weekend and just had nothing to do, and I spent about maybe 10 hours. So not really that long when you look at people that can play for like 2 days on end at certain games, which I just can't understand really. So yeah, I think about 10 hours max. Favourite game developer? Rockstar, hands down really. Ubisoft I've always quite liked the Ubisoft games, but they're starting to let themselves down a bit. But one developer that just never lets you down is Rockstar. Obviously the GTA games that I've already mentioned have always been so memorable. I mean, I remember playing the very first one on the PC, and like GTA London and stuff like that. You know, you got Red Dead Redemption, you got LA Noire, you've got Bully. Now, all those games for me anyway, such memorable games. I mean, Bully was a fantastic game when that came out, something very different. And like if Rockstar were to bring out like sequels and stuff, I would love them to bring like another Bully out. You know, maybe not with Jimmy as an older guy like in university or something, but just start at another school maybe or something. But yeah, the Red Dead games as well. You know, Red Dead Redemption is such a fantastic game. Again, that kind of open world vibe to it, very kind of GTA style, but just, you know, in the Wild West kind of thing. So yeah, Rockstar hands down. Again, Manhunt was such a groundbreaking game, I think, at the time. The fact it got banned in so many countries. Yeah, Rockstar for me, absolutely love them. Favourite hero from a game? I'm not really one for kind of, you know, going for heroes in games and everything, so I don't think it's always about the hero. But if I had to choose, I'd probably have to say Lara Croft. Not for the obvious reasons. But I mean, I love the Tomb Raider games. I absolutely loved them. You know, I loved the kind of adventure puzzle vibe to them, and just Lara Croft, this very strong, you know, main female character. Like as a young guy, as a young boy, kind of seeing this female lead character that you didn't see in other games. Kind of took to straight away, and like I say, I absolutely loved the style of those early Tomb Raider games. Not such a fan of how they've gone with it now. It seems to have lost that puzzle adventure vibe to it. It's more action, which, you know, you did get in the early Tomb Raider games, but it was more about, you know, finding your way out of things and finding that hidden button, and you know, raiding and exploring tombs, as the name suggests. So yeah, I'd probably say as a hero, probably Lara Croft is one of my favourites. Favourite villain? That's a good one. Quite like Sephiroth from Final Fantasy VII. That was a game I played again when I was very young, but he was someone who scared me as a little kid, so he's got to go down as a pretty good villain. Really like Vaas as well from Far Cry 3. He was such an interesting one. He was a very different villain to what you're used to seeing in gaming. You know, I loved the kind of psychology, kind of mental side to it. So yeah, I really enjoyed him. He was a really great character. But I think the ultimate villain for me has got to be GLaDOS, and I think a lot of people always go for GLaDOS because, you know, there is that pure evil side to GLaDOS, but at the same time there's that humour with it as well, and quite dark humour, a lot of sarcasm in there. So always enjoyed that. Only recently really been going through the Portal series and playing them properly. But yeah, I think GLaDOS is a fantastic villain. Most hated character of any game? I never really liked Robotnik in the Sonic games. I always found him so annoying. I can't really work out what it was about him, but there was just something, you know, the way you just couldn't get rid of him, and he just kept popping up when you didn't want him to, and the different gadgets he'd come back with, and it was just really annoying, and I always hated his laugh as well. But the ultimate, most annoying character has got to be Navi from Zelda Ocarina of Time, just because PS4 just because of that really. What gaming systems do you own? Well, pretty much all the PlayStation ones I have. Well, I have a PS1, but that's broken, but that's in the cupboard there. Got a PS2, which is just there. PS3 and PS4 in my bedroom. Xbox 360 in my bedroom. Got my PC in there as well. I've got the Wii, which I'm not actually sure where that is. I think that's downstairs at the moment. And I do have a Dreamcast somewhere as well, but I think that's broken, which is a shame. And I did used to have the SNES and the N64, but I sold them because I'm an idiot. First gaming system. It was the SNES. Like I say, after playing on my brother's Sega Saturn, I don't even think I decided. I think my parents got it one as a surprise, one birthday or Christmas. And I remember getting it, and the first game I played on it was, what was it? I think it was Aladdin. Absolutely loved that game, and I actually couldn't think about it. I put a lot of hours into that game. But yeah, it was Aladdin and the SNES. Absolutely loved the SNES. Such a classic gaming console. You know, again with you know, Mario on it, Mario Kart. It was, yeah, loved that console. Can't believe I got rid of it. Favourite gaming system? I'd have to go with the N64. That has always been my most memorable kind of gaming system, just because it had such an array of games on it. GoldenEye, again, that was close to being one of my favourite ever games, but GoldenEye was fantastic. Banjo-Kazooie, of course, Donkey Kong, Diddy Kong Racing, Star Fox 64, Majora's Mask, Zelda. I really enjoyed that game. That's probably the Zelda game that I enjoyed the most, actually. Never been the biggest fan of Zelda. But yeah, I just loved the N64. I mean, the controller was probably one of the weirdest you're ever going to see, and definitely not one of the most comfortable, but yeah, I absolutely loved that game. Some pretty decent sports games on there as well. FIFA World Cup 98 was pretty decent on that. So yeah, I'll go with that one. Do you prefer to play as a guy or girl characters? No preference, to be honest. I don't think it really matters. Do you follow walkthroughs or play on your own? 99% of the time I play on my own, because you know, when you're doing puzzle games especially, you know, the joy of playing them is in defeating them at the end and you doing it on your own. You know, it's very rare that I feel like I have to, you know, revert to walkthroughs. I mean, sometimes you just have to because you're stuck on games forever, and you know, I'm definitely not the sharpest tool in the box, so sometimes it has to be done. I haven't yet done it on Portal 2, I'm still working my way through that, so I'm quite proud of the fact I haven't gone to a walkthrough on that just yet. But yeah, when I can, I just try and play through on my own, so 99% of the time, yeah, it's on my own, but if you have to, you know, that's why walkthroughs are there, I suppose. Have you ever been to a gaming convention? I haven't, no, and it's something that I want to do so much. I mean, it's something I wasn't really too aware of until sort of later years, you know, the past few years. But it's definitely something I want to do now, you know, especially something, you know, now being involved in YouTube and doing gaming and everything. You know, I would love to get to game conventions just to meet people, you know, try and get inspiration for certain things, look at new games that are coming out. So hopefully, maybe not this year, but looking towards next year, it would be nice to get some conventions in, especially in England, you know, like Insomnia, places like that. That'd be pretty cool. What game are you most excited for to come out in the future? There's not much at the moment, really. You know, current games and like AAA games and stuff are not really interesting me at the moment. So the next big game that I'm looking forward to is No Man's Sky, which is supposed to be coming out in August on the PS4, and it's basically this kind of limitless, well, they've said limitless, it might not be, but just, you know, universe for you to explore. It's this thing where you're completely in control. It's up to you how your game goes. You can either aim to complete it by, I think it's sort of like getting to the middle of a galaxy or something, or you can just literally explore, go from planet to planet. You can like describe it as you go in. You see different environments, different creatures on each planet you go to, and it just seems like this completely brand new kind of game that no one's ever seen before. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. Best memory of a video game? I'd have to say finishing San Andreas was a pretty memorable moment. Again, you know, after putting so much time into it, it didn't take as long as what I thought it would, because I played so much of it, you know, so quick. But the story to it and everything, and just seeing it, how it all unfolded, that was pretty memorable. Or I would have to say defeating the level of Freya on Guitar Hero 2 by the sword. That was the most frustrating moment I've ever had in gaming, I have to say. Guitar Hero was a game I used to play so much when I was younger. You know, between me and my mates, you know, we tried to get to certain bits before the other, but all at once we all got stuck on Freya, and it was just one part of the song, and it was literally if you got past that little part then you were done for the rest of it, but none of us could get past it. And it literally must have taken us about 3 weeks of playing this song, and I was the first to do it, and I was just over the moon. I've not gone so mental about just getting past something in my life. Then little did I know that Freebird was coming along, so yeah, that joy was short-lived. Worst memory of a video game? Worst memory of a video game? Well, sort of personally, I remember losing a save file on Toy Commander. I'd spent ages like getting past this certain room, which was just doing my nutting, and got to the next level, which was pretty much near the end, and for some reason it just corrupted, the save file just corrupted, and I lost it, and I had to start everything all over again. So like I must have been 9 or 10 at the time, and I was devastated, absolutely devastated. I'd spent this, you know, so long trying to complete this game and get past this certain level, and then it just all disappeared. And that was like the first time that had happened. It's happened since, but you know, that first time was, oh god, it was awful. Like, as for worst things that have happened like in a game, I would have to say in LA Noire, I'm not going to spoil it for people that maybe haven't played it or anything and don't want the story spoiling, but they managed to, in that game, get you to kind of turn against the main character that you're playing, Cole Phelps. Well, for me anyway, like some people didn't get that feeling, but you know, I really enjoyed playing Cole Phelps as a character, and then for like halfway to 3/4 of the way through the game, turn that character around so you know, he's not that likeable. It was really disappointing for me, like really disappointing. I mean, it's a great game, and I loved the ending to it. I loved the story. It was, again, Rockstar, fantastic writing and everything, and like character development. But it was so disappointing for a character that you just really enjoyed playing, to then suddenly not enjoy playing him. It was really strange, but yeah, that was pretty disappointing. So there we are, guys, there's my gamer tag video. I hope you enjoyed it. As I mentioned before, if there's any tag videos out there that you would like to see me do, then please do leave them below in the comment section or at my Twitter at ChrisJonesLUFC. If you did enjoy it, then please do leave a like, also share with your friends, and if you're not subscribed already, then please do so, that'd be much appreciated. Like I said, guys, I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll be seeing you all very soon.